Welcome, transfer students and families, and congratulations, you made it. You're here. Thank you to all of you for joining us this afternoon. My name is Mason Heller, and as your Director of Transfer Admissions, I am so proud to welcome you to campus this week. When you first began your college journey, you may not have imagined this very moment. You might even be feeling a little bit of deja vu. But all I can say is that while there may have been some zigs and there may have been some zags on your path here today, that all of us are so incredibly excited to have you here at UChicago. And that I can confidently say that you are the best class of transfer students that we have ever admitted. So, congratulations. You come from over 20 different countries, more than 25 states, and over 100 unique colleges and universities across the country and from around the world. And that is an extraordinary range of experiences and perspectives that you bring to this community. Not only are you academically talented, and not only have you impressed us with the impact you've already had in a short time in college, but you are also among the kindest, nicest, most thoughtful, and most resilient students we've had the privilege of admitting. The truth is, transferring takes courage. It means being willing to leave something behind, to take a leap of faith, and to embrace a new beginning. That's not easy. But that's also what makes you remarkable. You've already shown that you're determined, you're adaptable, and you're ready to make the most of everything that UChicago has to offer. I want to end by underscoring just how thrilled we are to welcome you today and this week, and to say that you all belong here. You're not just catching up with your peers. You are adding something distinctive and important to this community, and your perspectives, your experiences, and the unique paths that led you here today will shape and strengthen the college in ways only you can. Given all that you've already accomplished, I cannot wait to see the ways that you will contribute and excel at UChicago, in your classrooms and life on campus, and in the world beyond college. And so with that, it's also my honor to introduce someone who's deeply committed to your success throughout your time here. Please join me in welcoming Phil Ventrechinque, Dean of Students in the college. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Mason, for those wonderful opening remarks. As Mason said, I am Phil Ventrechinque. I am the Dean of Students in the college, or as I like to say, and you'll all get tired of hearing this, the Dean for students, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here for you, and so is everyone in the Dean of Students office. We're here to make your time here a success. And I am so excited to welcome you as the Dean for Students and an alum of the college. I've called this place my community for a very long time. I moved in here in 1997. My entire office and all of us at the college are so excited to support you as advocates, connectors, guides, mentors, and teachers. We want to help make your time here a success. Joining a new community in the middle of your educational journey can be many things: exhilarating, inspiring, reaffirming, and maybe even a bit challenging at times. Yet, I am sure for many of you, the hardest part has been the wait and anticipation because it's almost October. Perhaps especially so, right, given the late start of the quarter system here. And how much orientation you've already been through, not just here, but previously. I know that you are anxious to get going and connect with like-minded peers who share your passions to let knowledge grow and enrich life. We say that around here. And we are just as anxious to see you start and finish your journey here and want to welcome you home. I want to assure you that you are joining an incredible community where you will find just that. Fellow travelers, committed to exploring, debating, and eager to share the experience with others in the classroom and beyond. And you will also find a growing transfer student community, which only makes this place better because of the diversity of experiences and the collective wisdom you bring that will enrich this place. And I know each and every one of you will add to that richness. I say this with confidence because I've met some of you already and have gotten to know many who have joined us as transfer students previously. Some who have served in student leadership roles across campus, belong to Maroon Key Society, served as resident assistants, orientation leaders, and mentors. Some report that they came here to pursue courses of study not available elsewhere, things like the Committee on Environment, Geography, and Urbanization, conceptual and applied math, law, letters, and society, or fundamentals. Some came to be the future research scientists who had a passion for philosophy and realized the benefit for themselves of such an approach to studying STEM fields, knowing there's no telling where initial study might lead you. Still others tell me they came for the particular way that the life of the mind here at UChicago exists and is lived and practiced beyond academics and permeates all sorts of things, student organizations, debates with roommates and peers, the dining hall table, and more. That is no less vital to a successful student experience, as I always say. This place can turn anything into a research question or a debate. And some of you this summer have already started that. Plato or Aristotle, Smith or Marx, New Hope or Empire Strikes Back. That one keeps me up at night all the time. Like them, I know that you have myriad interests and passions, and I am so glad that you've chosen the college so that we have the privilege and opportunity to partner with you in all those pursuits. What you may not realize is the incredible benefit all of us will derive, as well as your peers, instructors, advisors, mentors, and more, from the experiences you had elsewhere along the way. You collectively have attended, as Mason said, over 100 different institutions. You have succeeded at the highest levels, and you have shown adaptability, resilience, and grit. And you want more. That's something to celebrate. I also know that your time here will be transformative. Yes, we say that all the time too, but it's so true. Not just the content, but the approach. And those of us here mean that outside the classroom too, where you will practice what you're learning, follow your passions, and continue developing into the leaders I know you already are. That's why you're here. In that vein, and of particular importance to me as the Dean for students, I urge you to immerse yourself in our vibrant campus culture. Embrace opportunities beyond academics. Explore campus events. Pursue community service opportunities. Find people with whom to share your passions and interests, and so much more. I encourage each of you to get involved, meet new people, join a scav hunt team, or any of the other 400 student organizations. I still like Jelly, Jugglers Enriching Lives Like Yours. They were founded in 2000. I remember working with them many years ago. And make the most of your time here. This is your chance to shape your university experience and leave your mark on our community. It's your community now too. We hope this is a place where you can be yourself, explore your interests, try new things, and do it in a supportive environment. You may even be particularly well positioned to do just that in ways you may not realize. Your previous experiences and different perspectives will accelerate your entry into campus, enrich those organizations and classrooms, and enable you to connect, engage, and make meaningful contributions across the board, and make the community better. I also want to emphasize that you are not alone on this journey. Our dedicated faculty, staff, and fellow students are here to support you. If you have questions, concerns, or need help, never hesitate to reach out. We are all here for you. All you have to do is ask. You can find me on the second floor of Harper Memorial Library, and I and the whole Dean of Students team are eager to hear from you. In closing, I want to reiterate our sincere excitement to be here now to celebrate you and to have you join the community. Challenge yourself, lean into the experience because your presence here makes this place better. As you continue your academic career, embrace this next step with enthusiasm and curiosity. And as always, I say this all the time too, remember to give yourself space and grace along the way. And it's now my pleasure to introduce Chris Kincaid, Senior Associate Dean of Students and the Director of both the Academic Advising Office and our new Transfer Student Office. Thank you.
Thanks, Phil. Before I say what I was planning to say, I want to echo, or at least affirm, something that Phil said at the beginning. Yes, we do get a little tired of hearing the Dean for Students thing, but, so he's my boss, I gotta be careful what I say. He means it. I truly want you to know that he means that. That's been the mantra since he started about 1.5 years ago. He said it, he means it. It's permeated down through the various offices within the Dean of Students, other offices that are here to support you. So I just want to echo that to let you know that we are in fact here for you. I'm standing up here as a result of some of that thinking and wanting to support you. For over 1 year now, I've been here 6. I've been working with the transfer incoming students for those 6 years. And over the last year and a half, we've really been focused on what can we do to serve and support you as transfer students better, to identify the unique needs and challenges that you have and face, but also recognize that yes, you are UChicago students, and there are times when you don't want to be identified as anything but a UChicago student. So really trying to find a way to balance those things. So over the past year, we've done some things to try to get ready for you. I'm up here today because I have a new role as director of the Transfer Student Office, just launched a couple of weeks ago now. So we are very new, we're very excited, and we're gonna be looking to you for some input on our services moving forward. Before I say a little bit about kind of what we've been doing specifically and some of the things we hope to do, particularly over the next year, I want to introduce you to a couple of people that are also here to serve you. First of all, I'd like to introduce Justin Hardy. Justin, stand up, why don't you? This is Justin. Some of you may have run into him at some point. Justin is the Assistant Director for Transfer Student Support, has been in here for a few weeks now, is eager to meet you, learn what you need, and ultimately be here to serve you. So we're glad to have you here, Justin. I also, yes. For a very brief time, I was an office of 1. We are now an office of 2. So yes, small but mighty. The other person I want to introduce you to is Catherine McElravy. Catherine, could you stand up for us? Thanks, Catherine. In my role as director of the College Academic Advising Office, I work with Catherine, who is one of our senior academic advisors, and one of the particular areas that she's responsible for is working with transfer students, specifically from an advising related perspective, but she and Justin are going to be working very closely together on some of the programming and things that you'll be participating in the coming years. So I just wanted to introduce you to both of them. So what have we done to get ready for you? Well, a lot. We've put a lot of work and effort into this. That's not to say that things are going to be perfect right away. So again, we're going to be looking for input and feedback. Over the past year, we had a working group that was put together focused on transfer student needs. So we did some benchmarking with our peer institutions to see what things they are and aren't doing, frankly. We met with a lot of our partners across campus, our colleagues in other offices who have interactions with all students generally, but transfer students in particular, to try to see what kind of needs there might be out there or what kind of roadblocks, what kind of pinch points there are for transfer students, so that we are aware of those things kind of with our eyes wide open going into this. We've had conversation with students as well, so I don't know if we have any not new transfer students in the room. Do we? Raise your hand if you're a not new, yes, in the back, yay. We've spoken with them. We are starting a student advisory board who are going to be very critical in helping us kind of forge the direction of this new office. We want to make sure that the student voice is included in that. And then we've also had conversations with the peer mentors as well. Justin just met with them yesterday. Had a good conversation with your peer mentors who you'll be working with over the next couple of days as a part of orientation, just to understand their experience, what went well, what didn't, what we can do about that. That's what we've done. Some things we hope to accomplish, particularly over the next year. Really, our goal is to serve as a hub for all things transfer students. We don't know exactly what that looks like yet, but having a space and a place for you to be able to come to, it might be then sending you out to another resource or one of our other colleagues across campus, but a place where you can start, where you can come, where you can belong. We want to do some programming, so on a quarterly basis, on an annual basis, you should be receiving a welcome email in the next couple of days from Justin that'll highlight a couple of the events coming up that we want to invite you to, some kind of open space for questions and answers with Justin, Catherine, and then also Abby, who you may have worked with during your transfer articulation process. So they're going to be there to answer questions and meet with you kind of in an open office hours format. And then we're going to have some other welcome events. We'll let these welcome events die out a little bit, and then we'll re-welcome you to campus here in a couple of weeks. We want to try to balance the social with the academic support, so making sure that you have a community and a place to go, that if you want to be involved in this community as transfer students, that you have that opportunity, both again in a social and in more of an academic perspective. We want to make sure that we're communicating consistently. We're going to have an actual website where information will live. So we want to make sure that you are and remain aware of what's happening. And then again, just kind of circle back, just really generally just to be a presence on campus to support you in all of your academic endeavors as you start classes next week, all the way through graduation. We're going to be here to support you, and we're really excited about that. That's what I had to say. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Anya, who is your Transfer Orientation Student Director.
Thank you, Chris. Transfer classes of 2027, 2028, and potentially class of 29. Let me be another voice in the cacophony of them saying, welcome to the University of Chicago and this beautiful campus. My name is Anya Mozicki, and I am a fourth-year student in the college studying creative writing and art history. My journey with UChicago began when I applied as a senior in high school and got waitlisted, but thought to myself, y'all aren't done with me. I transferred here after my first year of college at the University of Arizona and have since enjoyed taking on leadership positions as a resident assistant, go Wallace House, a transfer peer mentor last year, and this year as the transfer orientation student director working with your transfer peer mentors. Every day at this school, I have at least one moment where I think to myself, this is the hardest thing I have ever done, the hardest change I have ever gone through. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's a really rigorous adjustment to the quarter system, especially when you've already gotten used to a different university's order, and it kicked my ass the first few months I was here. But every day, I also have at least one moment when I think, I cannot believe I'm finally here. I found it. I'm so happy to be where I'm meant to be. And what a blessing to be in the infancy of our 20s, already surrounded with such abundant brilliance and a plethora of people with an insatiable desire to try. Perhaps I'm just a dramatic poet searching for a way to romanticize anything, or perhaps it is just the dichotomy that UChicago brings out of us all. We joke that UChicago is the place where fun goes to die, but it is impossible for that to be true as long as you are studying something you love. This school teaches us all to dare to fail, but as transfers, we have already begun to practice the art of forging our paths, a step beyond only following them. I believe we're at the age when we're meant to have our hearts broken. Like me, UChicago may have already broken your heart once. And we all have already taken what is often received as an unconventional path. So, let this school teach you to lean into your quirks with everything you've got. You have just entered an institution where it is honestly really cool to be a tryhard. Whether that aligns with where you studied first or not, let it pull you into being big and making a damn mess. It took a lot of work, time, heartache, money, and resilience to get where you are, so squeeze this damn orange dry. Ask for everything you want, because UChicago students deserve to be fearless in their pursuit for the life they want to discover, and you are just as much a UChicago student as anyone else walking the quad. Being a transfer student here is special for the connections we get to build between transfers and traditional undergrads alike. My transfer student friends have had my back as I've tried to figure out how to sort my credits and fit into the different RSOs and campus communities I was interested in. But relying on support outside of the transfer community has been paramount to my success too. It is so important to lean on the people who were here before you and trust that you are just as much a UChicago student as they are. You just happen to have gotten here with a little more elbow grease. To me, being a transfer student has meant crunching numbers sometimes to make sure my credits add up right, and not knowing for a long time whether I'd be able to swing a second major, and having countless moments where I grieved what felt like my lost year here, wishing I could have been here from day one. but it has also left me feeling completely cherished as a student who fought extra hard to get here. It makes me a more unique, and I argue therefore competitive applicant. And above all, it has taught me to trust myself. A trust that was forged through the recognition that I wanted to change where I was first studying. A trust that was strengthened by making the leap to switch the path I was on. And a trust that is practiced every day on this campus through a commitment to stay devotedly curious not only about what I'm studying, but about who I am in the first place. Being a transfer student has taught me not to do things simply because I think I should, but to make choices that lead me to discover exactly what I want my life to look like and how I think I can get there. So, send an ode to the school you have come here from. Surely it is owed in some part for who you are today, but I invite you to begin crafting your ode to UChicago now for all that it will lead you to become. Thank you. And now we'd like to invite you to join us in Ida Noyes for our transfer welcome reception. First, another round of applause for our speakers this evening. And don't forget, students, to join us for a convocation in the Ida Noyes Max P Cinema tomorrow afternoon, as well as the Transfer Student Social also in Ida Noyes on Friday. Thank you, everyone.